we're going to take a look at the trade setups for the AutoTrade Signal futures trading strategy. This was right after we came back from the holidays for the new year, and we have our time range set up to look at the range between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, which is right here between the red and the green vertical lines. You see it has an X through it, meaning regardless of what happens during this time frame, we're not going to trade it. Let's take a look also to see what happens after this. We have a green bar that's down here near the range, and we have another red bar, meaning a down bar, that's close to the bottom edge of the opening trade range. As we go along, each bar, we see we have sort of an indecision bar here, if you're familiar with candlestick patterns. Still a series of lower lows, it looks like. And then we have a slight reversal, and then all of a sudden, we have this bar here. We have a bar that closes below the range of the opening 30 minutes. We have the ATS signal with the down arrow here. Let's take a look at the third element, the volume. Down here we see volume is increasing. At this point, if you wanted to take an aggressive entry, I would put in a sell limit order 2 ticks below the low of this bar right here. And so we closed at 1264.75, so I would put in a sell limit order at 1264.25. You see, as we go on, the next bar just barely touches that, goes back up, comes back down, and then continues on. Remember, we entered at 1264.25, so we're looking for a profit target at 1262.25. If we continue to go on, we see here that this bar closed at 1262.0, and we would have reached our profit target here. That is all the elements that we need for a winning trade. The rest of the day, the price sort of went on down and continued to move a little bit. We were at the coffee shop having and enjoying a nice cup of coffee because we entered or exited the trade just past 10 o'clock in the morning, and so we were done trading for the day. The price continued to move on up and actually went back into the range established by the opening morning. Let's take a look and see what happened the very next day. Again, we have our opening range time where we don't trade. We set the boundaries for the high and low of this region. And after this, you notice that volume had a big up spike after that. We also had a bar that closed above the level of this opening range. However, we do not have an indicator signal, so we're not going to take a trade at this time, but we are going to watch the trade. The very next bar, we have a bar that closes outside the opening range. We have an up arrow, but volume is decreasing. At this point, since we have high volume, but volume is decreasing, there's the potential that the momentum from this particular move could run out. If you wanted to take an aggressive entry, you could put in a buy limit order 2 ticks above the close or 2 ticks above the high of this bar, or I would prefer to wait for a more conservative entry. Let's see if we have a retracement and see what happens. The very next bar comes down again. We have an indecision bar, another down bar, and look what happens. It retraces back into the range of the opening bell. But what happens here? We have another up arrow, a bar that closes out with increasing volume. So we have our 3 elements. Closes outside the opening range, increasing volume, and our signal right here. So let's go ahead and take the trade and enter a buy order on the open of the next bar, which is right here. Have a buy order of about 1266.25, and see what happens. Have a little retracement, and then it goes on up, and it keeps going up. Remember, we went in at 1266.25, so we're looking to get out at 1268.25. We're out of the trade right there, and on to see our friends at the coffee shop. I hope this provides a good indication for you of what the 2 ways of trading are, both the aggressive entry and a conservative entry. Remember, you have to have all three things: close outside the range set by the opening 30 minutes, our up arrow indicator, and increasing volume. If you have those three things, you can choose for either an aggressive entry 2 ticks above the high of the bar that generated the signal, or a more conservative entry which would wait for a retracement and a continuation of the trend. I hope this helps. Let me know if I can help you in your trading.